Hope everything is going well. If you look around me here, you realize this scenery is quite different than my last scene where I went live at the National Harbor in Washington, D.C. Now we're about 1,100 miles away visiting the family farm. So we're in Arkansas. And if you ever wonder why it is that I kind of talk about stillness and quietness and things of that sort, this place kind of represents that. Here you have a really quiet atmosphere. Hi Kathy, how you doing? Reading the comments. So we're just out. It's early morning. We just Blair and I say hi. Yeah, Blair and I we just went for a walk, and I went for about a 4 mile walk this morning, and it's really great. The temperature is about 76 degrees Fahrenheit. I can't think of that. What is that?
26, 25.
Yeah, about 25, 26 Celsius. So the temperature is really nice here in the morning. In the afternoon, it's going to get up to about 96 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to be like 30, 32. Yeah, 32 degrees Celsius. So just going over as a bench. I'm going to take a seat here. As you see, there's a theme. My last live was also around water, but that was a river. This is just a pond. It's cold in the UK. Well, you know, we have an audience. Yeah. So if you see me sweating, it's because I just finished a 4 mile walk, pretty brisk pace, just kind of walking down one of the country roads here, and so that was pretty good. And as I said, we're here in Arkansas. It's about 1,100. We flew in with the kids. We got here a couple days ago, late at night, and just wanted to kind of get out and sit and enjoy this atmosphere. If you hear a humming in the background, of course you should recognize the cow mooing, which you just heard. But if there's a humming, it's very similar to the humming that was in the last video. Those were cicadas. And it's the same thing that you're hearing here. There's a little hum, sounds almost like a sprinkler in the background. Those are cicadas and crickets. And I didn't realize that when I did my last live and people were asking, what is that sound? It sounds like a sprinkler. And I didn't realize they were, because it's such a common sound in the US that you don't even really even acknowledge it. You just hear it and it kind of falls into the background. Okay, I didn't know that there were cicadas in Crete as well. Hmm? Yeah. Yeah, our audience, she's moving on. Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess we gotta
Keep entertaining.
well, we got a little boring for her, so she's moving on. Millions and millions cicadas in Spain. Okay. Yeah, but they're definitely here. They're all over the US. I think this year was a really bad year for them, which means really bad just means that there's a lot of them and they're going to be really loud. But I grew up with these sounds, so I don't even hear them. They're just complete wash and fade into the background. Did you have cicadas where you grew up?
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot. This is a normal sound too.
Yeah, so Blair grew up in the Carolinas, which is again about another 1,500 miles from here in a whole another state, different area, different direction entirely.
The Carolinas are south of DC, so about if you drive 8 hours south, you'll be centrally located in North Carolina. Keep going another 6 hours, and you'll be at the bottom of South Carolina. So I grew up along the coast in South Carolina. Not as much wildlife.
Yeah. So we're here at the family farm. One of the how we find in being back in the US. Anything you miss from the UK. Let me see, I'm reading this comment here. The kids do miss the fish and chips. They haven't had any fish and chips here. They haven't even had the American version, which would be like fried catfish and French fries or something. They haven't even had that. So yeah, no, I think if I had to say what do I miss about being back in the UK, I would say the cooler temperatures. right now is one of the big things. It is there's a breeze here in the morning, but in the summertime, I mean, it is just blisteringly hot here. It's pretty, right? You get all this great scenery and it's all naturey, but it's very hot nature. I
The
miss
nature state.
yeah, and so I do miss the cooler scenery. So as I was saying, yeah, this is the family farm. This is the farm. This is where I grew up. Um, I grew up here, and so we have this farm here. And to be honest with you, so as you guys know, I live in England. I don't manage the family farm, but we're gonna do a video, maybe a bit of a documentary style video where I go into a detail about some of the farming and about some of the farming culture here in South Arkansas, in this area that I'm in, because it's kind of unique. It's something that a lot of people are not aware of, and it's something that a lot of people don't get a chance to see, especially if you're not from here. Even in the United States, this is kind of out of the way. There are no major interstates near here. There's no major airport within hours. I mean, this is the back country of the US. There are some areas, of course, in the US that are much more isolated than this, but this area is pretty out of the way. When we tried to fly down to the international airport, which is in Little Rock, there's only one flight a day to this location, to Little Rock. So if you miss that one flight, you have to wait. The flight is at 7:50 p.m. If you miss it, you have to wait the entire next day until the next flight, because it just don't do flights down into this location. So we're definitely like in the backwoods in the country. So yeah, we come down here. We have family here. Most of my family still lives in this area. Brothers, sisters, a whole host of nieces and everyone. They're all here. So we come back to visit, and it's a great place to come and decompress, because I just talked about how off the beaten path this area is. No major cities around, and so when you want to just kind of stop and relax, you can come and stop and relax here. And there's a highway nearby, but aside from that, all you're really hearing and seeing are cows. So this is going to be a shorter live stream, but since we're out here, let's go ahead and see how close we can get to the cows without agitating them. This is my dad's herd. My father passed away a couple years ago, but this is his herd of cattle that he spent years developing, as far as improving the genetics. And it's really bright, so the sun may wash out the colors here, but we're just moving across the pasture to see if we can get a little closer before we log off. Like I said, this is going to be one of those just short experiences, and I'm gonna cover this whole herd and the farming and everything that's going on here. I'm going to do a different post on that, but I just wanted to go live while having an opportunity to be out here in the morning. Okay, here we go. So yeah, this is these are the family's cows. This is one of the herds. We have another herd which is on another farm a little farther down the road. And I'm gonna show you that. Let's see if we can get into the mix here and get closer to the bull before we sign off. Okay, so yeah, this is what I grew up doing right here, with cattle and all, and all of these wonderful things. I grew up a country boy, so to speak. So Blair's catching up to me. But I just wanted to jump on real quick, show you a little bit of South Arkansas. If you're not familiar with the area, almost the entire state, aside from along the river, looks pretty much like this. Farms, forest, cows, all those wonderful things. You have some corn and cotton and things growing up near the coast, along the not the coast, but along the river there, along the river. So let me see real quick before we log off if anyone has any questions. Paul, we are looking forward to getting back to the UK. Yes, yeah, my dad, he worked this farm for 30 30 plus years. He worked this farm. He bought this land and developed it, and while in his free time, this is what he enjoyed doing. All right. Okay, guys. Like I said, this is a short one. Just want to jump on, spend a couple minutes with you guys here, and let you see a little bit of South Arkansas. Like I said, we're going to be doing a longer video where we go into a bit more detail. That's going to be more like a production style video, not a live. But I just wanted to show you a little bit of this scenery. And I'm going to get quiet for a second right before we log off, just so you can hear what it sounds like. Just this is it. And that's all you hear. And you can imagine how relaxing that is to wake up in the morning and walk outside, and all you hear is like the cicadas and crickets and birds. I'm looking forward to making it back to Peterborough. All right, guys, like I said, this is a short one. You all take care, stay safe. We're going to spend some more time here, about another week or so, and then we're back over to England.